Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Prog Monster. My name is Murph. I am the host of this show, a show dedicated to progressive rock and other forms of rock music. So we're here today. This is an episode I do every Sunday at noon. It's called This Week. It's basically chronologics and talks about whatever I do normally on this channel every week and going forward. Talks about each of the shows I do, gives a little bit about what events are coming up or what things are coming up on the show. Basically, it's just kind of a guidepost, I guess you might want to call it, for those of you who haven't been here before. So this is episode number 43. We've been doing this now for 43 weeks. I've been doing this episode. So we have 6 scheduled episodes this week, and I hope to do some of the what's new this week. I didn't get to do any of it last week, and so I'm just piling up and getting further behind. But I'm going to do my best to rectify that this week. So this is the first episode, comes out at 12 noon on Saturday, Sunday today. Comes out on Sunday at noon, and the next one is Ben's album challenge. It comes out at 8 o'clock on Sunday nights, featuring an album that Ben chooses for me to listen to. I kind of review it a bit, talk about what I like, and I also pick a song. He likes that too as well. So for those of you, Ben is a subscriber who helps me with some of my content on this channel. So the next episode will feature Alpha Taurus. I believe that's what they're called. They're a progressive rock band, if I'm not mistaken. They're new to me. I don't know anything about them, so this should be interesting. I could be completely wrong. It's also a self-titled album as well. So the next episode is Monday night's look back at a classic rock album. And this week we're going to be doing this particular album, Salisbury by Uriah Heep. Let me get a little closer so you can get a little good look at that. So this album's been on my playlist for some time now. If I had to hazard a guess, I'd say about 5 months it's been on there. Solid album. It's grown on me. At first, I didn't really warm up to the guy's voice. The vocals of David Byron, I didn't really warm up to them too well, and the band was a little heavier than I originally thought they were going to be, but I now have warmed up completely to both. This is one of my favorite albums on the charts right now, and very strong. I've actually come to like this band quite a bit. I've gotten a second album by them. I've actually reviewed their newest album, so yeah, just fantastic. So I'm getting into them. So that's the album we're going to do for Monday night look back at a classic rock album. So then we come to the Wednesday night favorite show, which is generally speaking the most popular show on the channel. That's the one, because it's always lists. And I find whenever there's lots of lists or lots of chances to talk about ranking anything of any kind, it's always popular. People always want to talk about that stuff. And this week we're going to be doing another one of my top, in this case will be the top 15 bands of a country, and in this case it won't be a country but a area, which we're going to call Europe. Yeah, it's been there for a while. I get it. So I was going to do the Australian one before, but I want to give that one a little more time. There's still some bands I'm getting into. I don't want to rank it too early. So we're going to do the top 15 European bands. I did do the top 15 American ones. That could have easily been 25. I realize that now. I did the top 25 British ones. I did the top 25 Canadian ones. I'd like to do the same for the Australian ones, but I think I'm short a bit, and may end up being a top 15 at some point, but at this point I'm not really ready to do that one yet. So we're going to do the top 15 European bands. Not really a list as much as just the bands that I'm listening to. There's 4 or 5 of them that have been around for me for a while, so they're going to rank near the top, and then some of the stuff that's newer is starting to move up now, and there's quite a bit here, so more than I thought I was going to have, but I have enough to do 15, and so that's the one I'm going to do. So top 15 European bands for Wednesday night's favorites. So then we come to Saturday Live Experience, which is a show that alternates with the Psychedelic Snack. So Psychedelic Snack went last Saturday. This Saturday will feature another live album, one I haven't even opened yet, but have been looking forward to. This is Blue Oyster Cult's Extraterrestrial Intelligence Live. I've been looking forward to this. I saved this. I got 3 live albums off Laser's Edge last month. I've done 2 videos on the first 2. One was the Judas Priest, the other one was the King Crimson. I like both of them a lot. This one I'm hoping will be even better than them, but we'll see. Anyways, this is the one we're doing for the live video next. I haven't even opened it yet, but it's going to get listened to quite a bit this week. Okay, next up is the long-awaited, I don't know if it's awaited, but it's been long in coming, video on AC/DC, on my Rock Legends. So this will come out probably Saturday night this week. I think that's when I'm going to release it, Saturday night. It will be part A, or part 1, probably part A, of my AC/DC tribute to their 50th anniversary. One of my favorite rock bands. So what's going to be in, you're asking, well, what's he going to do on it? So basically, part A will be the Bon Scott era, and part B will be the Brian Johnson era. And so for Bon Scott era, we will be talking about their albums and what I like, what I don't like about their music. I'm not going to pull any punches here, so if you are one of those people that believe that they are perfect and never made a mistake, you're not going to enjoy this. There are things that I don't like by AC/DC, but there's probably a ton more that I do like. I'm going to talk a little bit about their history, and I don't claim by any means to be an expert on AC/DC. There's lots of people that watch this channel who know far more about them than I do. I do love their music. I do know something about their history. I do enjoy, especially the Bon Scott era, I do enjoy almost all the albums quite a bit. So we'll be talking about that and just basically giving some time to a band that I think is one of the premium bands in the world. And I've said this before, right now, of all the bands that are still touring and still making music out there, I think AC/DC is probably number 1 right now. And I can't think of anybody that could dismount them. If you were putting a concert together with every band that was around, they would definitely be the headliners, in my opinion, even more so than the Stones. So, having said that, that will be the show that comes out, like I said, Saturday night at 8. We'll do a part B, which will probably be 2 weeks from this Saturday. So it'll be maybe the last Saturday of the month, which will feature the Brian Johnson era. An era I don't listen to as much. I do love this particular album a lot, which is the album that I got here as a representative. And then it gets a little less with each album, and then kind of once it gets into the 90s, I'm kind of out of it quite a bit. But that beginning part, those first 2 or 3 albums with Brian Johnson, excellent albums. Going to talk about them and Giant Brian Johnson and how that all came about. And as much as I know about it, I'm sure that other people will correct me if I'm wrong or put in things that I didn't know about. And I'm sure there's plenty I don't know about this band, but there's plenty I do as well. So that's it. And what else is coming up in the future? There are 2 new shows that will be coming out. I thought about doing them starting in May, but I've got quite a bit going on. So I'm going away for a holiday briefly in June, then we'll be back. So I won't be doing anything the first week, full week in June. Maybe the first 2 full weeks in June. I'm not 100% sure how that's going to work yet. And then we'll be back, and likely I will start the 2 shows within a week or so after that. So probably the end of June, those two new shows. And for those of you who didn't see last week's this week, I will say that the 2 shows will be called, one's called Metal, which will feature the discography of a particular metal band, and I will alternate between more modern metal bands that came out in the last 10 years and metal bands that are older than 10 years, or classic metal bands, so that I don't bombard people with what I think of as metal from when I grew up. I want to keep it a little bit newer. And the other show will be called Forward Champion, which will feature 2. I will draw 2 albums out and talk about each album for a bit, and then you will cast your vote. You as the subscriber or the fan will cast your vote for which of these 2 albums you like better. You'll have until the following episode, which will be 2 weeks, to put your vote in, and then when it gets to that day, the winner will then face a new challenger, and he can do up to 5 challengers, and then we will start again. And then at the end of the year, all the ones that made 5 album challenges or were able to win 5 separate kind of, I guess it's a battle, separate challenges, will end up in a kind of 1 episode where we'll discuss all of them, and people will vote for which one of these albums they think is the best of all of them. So anyways, that's it. That's it for now. I cannot think of anything else at the moment. And I hope you have a good day. If you would like to put your like, please do that, and subscribe. It's much appreciated. Everything helps. And we'll be back next Sunday. Why do I want to say Saturday? I don't know. Next Sunday we will be back with another episode of This Week. So take care of yourself and have a good day and a good week. Take care. Bye.